Well, President Obama expected to speak about his renewed push for tougher gun laws in tonight's State of the Union address. He recently has cited Australia's gun control laws as a model for what could be done here. Greg Palkot joins us live from London. So, Greg, what are these laws exactly, and tell us about the results?
John, they are being called the most stringent gun control laws in the world. And that's why perhaps President Obama has drawn attention to them. They were triggered literally by a mass shooting in the Australian resort town of Port Arthur in 1996, in which 35 people were killed. And that led to super strict gun measures, the centerpiece being the ban and the buyback by the government of automatic and semi-automatic weapons. That resulted in something like 1 million guns being turned in. A main force behind the law, then Deputy Prime Minister Tim Fisher. He told us at the time he was hanged in effigy. But right now, it was all worth it. Take a listen.
We may have massacres in the future. You can't rule that out. But the benefits are zero gun massacres for the first 20 years after 1996.
Fisher is a gun owner himself, a Vietnam veteran, a conservative politician, not quite the profile of a gun law advocate. John.
The question I suppose a lot of people have is, could this kind of thing work in the U.S.?
Well, that's one question. And also another question, John, is it working there? We spoke to a lot of people in Australia. They do have some questions. While gun violence overall is down, they say it was going down anyway. They say law-abiding gun users there have been stigmatized, and there are enough illegal guns around for the bad guys to do damage with. Case in point, a siege in a Sydney coffee shop back in 2014, in which a gunman using an illegal weapon held cafe workers and customers hostages. 3 people were killed there. As for whether it could work in the U.S., John, the gun buyback approach is described as a non-starter by many in Second Amendment America. A similar program in the States would result in something like 100 million guns turned in. Take a listen.
When they talk about things in terms that seem innocuous or like common sense, that we point out exactly what they mean. And when they talk about an Australia program, they're not talking about a voluntary gun buyback. They're talking about a massive gun ban and confiscation of guns. And Americans won't tolerate that.
Presidential hopeful Hillary Clinton has also spoken admiringly about the Australian gun laws. The NRA also has her in their sights. Back to you, John.